Okay, picture this. The guy behind one of the, like, defining 80s music videos toured with the Stones, right? But what if I told you his whole career kicked off? Because he won a talent contest at 17.
Aw.
And the prize was, get this, a typewriter, records, and a Vox guitar.
Huh. Yeah, that's quite the starter pack, isn't it?
Totally tells a story.
It really does. It kind of thinks at the journey we're about to unpack. Welcome, everyone, to the deep dive.
Today, we're diving deep into Greg Kihn. I mean, an American icon, but really hard to pin down, rock musician, sure, but also this longtime radio guy and a published novelist, too.
It's pretty remarkable.
Right. Thinking about one person nailing rock, then radio,
Yeah.
then writing novels people actually nominated for awards.
Yeah.
What's the thread there? Was it just endless creativity or?
That's a great question and something I think we'll see emerge as we go. Sadly, as you know, Greg Kihn passed away recently, August 13th, 2024. He was 75, complications from Alzheimer's. So our mission today, really, using the sources we've got, is to celebrate his life, to kind of unearth the journey of this real entertainment chameleon, from the early days, the big hits, to, well, the stuff you might not know, like the books and the broadcasting.
We want to show you the full picture, the full impact. And we've got a lot to draw on. Bios, interviews he gave, even some song analysis stuff.
Yeah.
Should be pretty comprehensive.
Definitely. So let's start right at the beginning.
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland, born July 10th, 1949. And a really key moment, maybe the key moment, happens when he's 14.
The Beatles.
The Beatles on Ed Sullivan. He saw that and bam, instant change.
He talked about that, right? Said something like, if you were a shy 14-year-old kid who already had a guitar, it was a life-altering event.
Yeah.
What was it about that show, do you think?
Well, I think for him, it was just the sheer energy, how direct it was. The Beatles just connected. It showed him music could be like powerful, but also straightforward, rock and roll, fun, not just singer-songwriter stuff.
And that contest win at 17.
Right. The typewriter, the guitar. His mom sent in the song to WCAO, a big local station. That prize package itself, it's almost like a prophecy, isn't it? Diverse talents from the get-go.
So he gets this early boost. How does he go from Baltimore to making waves on the West Coast, especially with a label like Beserkley?
Well, he makes the move to California around 72, maybe ends up in Berkeley or SF by 74. And it wasn't easy at first. Typical story, painting houses, singing on the street.
Playing for spare change?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Worked at Rather Ripped Records in Berkeley. That's actually where he met Gary Phillips, who'd be in the band later.
Okay.
But Beserkley Records, that was pivotal. He was one of the very first artists they signed back in 73. And he didn't just sign, he helped shape their sound.
What was that sound? Because it wasn't like the mainstream rock then, right?
Exactly. They called it things like mellow pop with a 1960s sound or melodic pop with a strong 1960s pop sensibility. It was definitely an alternative to all the heavy prog rock happening. Yeah, and his first recording wasn't even solo, it was on a compilation. The Greg Kihn Band officially formed in 76. Robbie Dunbar, Steve Wright, Larry Lynch were the first lineup. It changed over the years, of course. His son, Rye, eventually joined on lead guitar.
Wow, his son, too.
Yeah. But the key thing in the 70s was consistency. They toured constantly, put out an album basically every single year. That dedication built a real cult following. They ended up being Beserkley's biggest seller.
That work ethic. I mean, an album a year plus touring.
Intense.
And it clearly set the stage for the 80s, because that's when things really exploded for him, right? Mainstream success.
Oh, absolutely. The 80s were massive. It really starts with the Breakup Song, They Don't Write 'Em, in 81. That was the breakthrough. Number 15 on Billboard.
Such a catchy song, that riff.
Totally memorable hook. And his songwriting, it was very direct. He famously said he'd rather write songs about my girlfriend than, history epics, simple themes, relationships.
Relatable.
Exactly. And MTV was just starting up, right? They needed content, especially upbeat American rock. The Breakup Song got played constantly. Huge boost.
And then came the albums with the pun titles. Rock and Roll continued.
Conspiracy, Contagious, Citizen Kane. Yeah, he definitely had fun with those.
But the absolute peak was Jeopardy in 83.
Oh, undeniably. Number 2 on the Hot 100, only Michael Jackson's Beat It kept it from number 1. It even topped the dance charts for a couple of weeks.
Wild. And the video, that video was everywhere.
You got it. Total MTV staple. People call it one of the first real concept videos. Joe Dea directed it. The one Keen's the groom. The wedding goes nuts. Bride and guests turn into monsters.
Like Night of the Living Dead at a wedding.
Basically, it was quirky, kind of layered, totally unforgettable. It really kicked off a trend for those kinds of narrative videos.
And he made a point about his videos, didn't he? Like wanting them to be fun, not sleazy.
Yeah, he was pretty clear on that. Wanted fun G-rated stuff. Avoided anything he thought was sexist. He even joked about how some other videos back then made him uncomfortable.
Good for him.
Sticking to his guns. And you absolutely cannot talk about Jeopardy without
Weird Al.
Weird Al Yankovic. I lost on Jeopardy, and Kihn's reaction was just perfect.
He was cool with it.
More than cool. He showed up in Weird Al's video, driving that convertible with the loser license plate.
That's great.
And he was totally open about it later, said the parody brought in serious mailbox money, helped pay for college for 2 of his kids.
Amazing.
Plus, the Weird Al video had Art Fleming, the original Jeopardy host, and Don Pardo, the announcer. Just classic.
But after Jeopardy, the follow-up single, Reunited,
Yeah.
it had that sequel video, kind of Wizard of Oz themed. Didn't do nearly as well, right? Only hit like 101.
Yeah, it didn't recapture that magic commercially.
So did he feel pressure then, from the label, wanting another Jeopardy? How did he handle sticking to his rock roots?
Oh, I'm sure there was pressure. Labels always want repeats. But from everything he said, Kihn was pretty proud of staying true to his straight-ahead rock and roll sound. He actually seemed to enjoy playing for the mixed crowds, the longtime fans and the newer ones who came in via the pop hits.
Like bridging that gap.
Yeah, exactly, showcasing the different sides of the band.
And he did have other songs chart, even if they weren't massive hits, like Happy Man, Lucky.
Every love song, Love Never Fails, Love and Rock and Roll. Yeah, he had a string of minor hits, and the touring was constant through the 80s. Opening for huge acts.
Journey, The Dead, The Stones.
Yeah, playing arenas. Plus, you'd see him on TV all the time. Solid Gold, American Bandstand, even SNL.
He was definitely out there.
And speaking of huge acts, there's that really cool, kind of surprising connection with Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, right. Tell us about that.
Well, Springsteen apparently really liked Kihn's version of his song For You. So, after a show one night, Bruce personally gives Kihn the song he hadn't released yet, called Rendezvous, hands him the lyrics, handwritten, says, you can record this. Kihn put it on his '79 album With the Naked Eye.
That's incredible. Just a gift from the boss. But wasn't there a funny story with those lyrics?
Oh, yeah, the classic story. Apparently, Kihn accidentally used the napkin with the lyrics to wipe sweat off his forehead or something.
Oh.
Lost them.
Oh, no.
So when he's recording it, he's trying to remember, maybe based on Bruce's unique singing style. And he mishears a line. Instead of singing, you deserve so much more than this girl, he sings,
you deserve so much more than squirrels.
laughing slightly. Squirrels, yes.
That's hilarious. And he'd tell that story.
Oh, yeah, he loved telling that story on stage. Sometimes he'd even sing both versions for the crowd. Just shows his sense of humor, Didn't take himself too seriously. Really connected with people that way.
That ability to tell a story, laugh at himself.
Yeah.
It makes sense that he didn't just stick to music, right? He moved into other areas.
Mm-hmm.
Radio first, then writing.
Exactly. That transition to radio was pretty significant. He became a morning DJ at KFOX, the classic rock station in the Bay Area. Did that for a long time, from 95 or 96 all the way to 2012.
16, 17 years. That's a serious second act.
It really was. And he was pretty funny and honest about it. Called the 4 a.m. wake-ups brutal. Said he only did it for so long because, well, they were paying me a bunch of money.
Fair enough.
But the irony. The timing was just wild.
Yeah.
He gets inducted into the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame in 2012. Literally the same day KFOX fired him.
You're kidding. Why?
He figured it was because his salary was high, even though his ratings were apparently still good. Just bang, Hall of Fame, and out the door on the same day.
Wow. So from touring musician grind to morning radio grind, that's dedication. Or maybe just a need to keep busy, keep connecting.
I think it speaks volumes about his work ethic, yeah.
Yeah.
And his adaptability. He clearly liked communicating, liked having that audience connection, whatever the format.
And while doing morning radio, he starts another career as a novelist.
Incredible, isn't it? A whole parallel literary career kicks off. His first book, a horror novel called Horror Show, came out in '96. And it wasn't just, a vanity project. It got nominated for a Bram Stoker Award.
Whoa, okay. For his first novel, that's serious recognition in the horror world.
Absolutely. He wasn't messing around. He followed that up with more horror, Shade of Pale, Big Rock Beat, Mojo Hand.
So he found a niche there.
He did, but he didn't just stick to horror either. In 2013, he published a murder mystery called Rubber Soul. And guess who the characters were?
Let me guess. The Beatles.
You got it. The Beatles are central to the plot. Plus, he edited a book of short stories by musicians called Carved in Rock and wrote a bunch of his own short stories, too, some even for that hot blood erotic horror series.
Man, the range is just wild. Rock anthems, horror novels, Beatles mysteries. And just when you think you've got him figured out, there's that other thing, his hobby.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the praying mantises. Apparently, he bred rare praying mantises. Just a totally unique, quirky interest outside of music, radio, or writing. Shows that curiosity, right?
Definitely paints a picture of someone always exploring. So, bringing it all together, what's the lasting legacy here?
Well, the music continued. The Greg Kihn Band kept playing, eventually with his son, Rye, on lead guitar, which is pretty cool. Greg himself was performing as recently as December 2019. His last album, Rekindled, came out in 2017.
And he got those Hall of Fame inductions too, right? Rock and Radio.
Yep, San Jose Rock Hall of Fame in 2007, Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame in 2012, kind of formally acknowledging that diverse impact.
And beyond the career stuff, he was involved in charity too.
He was. Supported groups like Operation Care and Comfort for military families, did performances for Children's Hospital Oakland for cancer research. He was even nominated for the Lymphoma Society's Man of the Year Award back in 2010.
Seems like a genuinely good guy.
That's the feeling you get. His official website tribute said he wasn't just remembered as a rock star, but as a warm-hearted individual who brought joy and inspiration.
A really rich life covering so much ground. It's important to remember him. He passed, as we said, August 13, 2024, age 75, from Alzheimer's complications in the San Francisco Bay Area. They mentioned a public celebration of life concert is being planned.
Yeah. So, reflecting on all this, I mean, his journey really makes you think, doesn't it, about sticking to one path versus embracing change. What can Greg Kihn's life teach us, teach you listening, about maybe pursuing curiosity, about reinventing yourself, especially when life throws you curveballs or you face big transitions? His career showed such incredible adaptability, music, radio, books. In a world that often pushes specialization, maybe his story inspires us to explore different passions, to evolve beyond just the one thing we're known for. What do you think?